close your eyes and listen to the whispers of time. Beneath the eternal sky of Rome, where shadows of emperors still linger, a colossal secret breathes within ancient brick and stone. 2,000 years ago, a vision was born, a place where trade became power, and power became eternity. This is not just a market, it is a portal to a forgotten empire, where every arch holds a riddle, and every corridor a memory carved in dust. Step inside, if you dare, and let the ghosts of Rome guide your way. Ancient Roman Megapolis, how Trajan's market became the blueprint of modern civilization. Imagine standing on the Via dei Fori Imperiale, the grand avenue that links the Colosseum with Piazza Venezia. Beneath your feet lies the cobblestone worn smooth by centuries, and to your left rises a massive semicircular structure made of brick, resembling an ancient shopping mall. This is Trajan's market, a complex that was nearly 2,000 years ahead of its time. Here, Romans did far more than just buy goods from distant lands. They resolved legal disputes, signed business contracts, and even lived within these walls. How was such an innovative hub built without modern technology? Why does its architecture still inspire engineers today? And how did it survive the fall of the empire, bearing witness to wars, plagues, and renaissances? Let us step into the story.
Trajan, the emperor who changed the face of Rome. Marcus Ulpius Trajanus, born in the year 53 and ruling until 117, was the first emperor born outside Italy, in the town of Italica in Hispania. His reign from 98 to 117 marked the golden age of the Roman Empire. Under Trajan, Rome reached its territorial peak, over 6.5 million square kilometers, stretching from Britain to Mesopotamia. The empire enjoyed economic prosperity, fueled by gold extracted from Dacia, in what is now modern Romania. That wealth financed monumental projects that still awe us today. Trajan also introduced social reforms, including a welfare system for orphans and expanded rights for women. Remarkably, he even allowed senators to openly criticize him in public speeches, an almost unheard of act of political tolerance in ancient Rome. An architectural revolution, bridges, forums, and the world's first skyscraper. Trajan believed that imperial power should be visible and tangible. Among his ambitious projects was a bridge across the Danube, over 1,135 meters long, built in just 3 years between 103 and 105, enabling Roman legions to invade Dacia. He commissioned the Grand Forum of Trajan, the largest of all imperial forums. dominated by the 200-meter-long Basilica Ulpia. Then came the Column of Trajan, a 38-meter-high narrative in stone, carved with 155 scenes depicting Rome's victory over the Dacians.
But the crowning achievement was Trajan's Market, a multifunctional building where for the first time in history, commerce, administration, and urban life were seamlessly integrated under one roof. Apollodorus of Damascus, the genius behind the marvel. The mastermind was Apollodorus of Damascus, a Syrian-born architect and engineer whose ingenuity reshaped the empire. His innovations changed the rules of construction. He perfected the use of Roman concrete, a mix of volcanic ash called pozzolana, lime, and water that allowed Romans to build faster, stronger, and cheaper than ever before. He introduced vast, arched, and vaulted spaces that distributed weight efficiently, making multi-storied structures possible. And he carved the market into the slopes of the Quirinal Hill, an engineering choice that protected it from earthquakes for centuries. Yet Apollodorus paid a tragic price for his brilliance. After Trajan's death, Emperor Hadrian, jealous of his fame, accused him of treason and ordered his execution. The Roman Forum, the echoes of time. 2,000 years ago, it was the center of the eternal city, a colossal empire, once a sanctuary for immortality. Today, its vast stone breast holds the whispers of a vanished world. Enter this portal of time and ghosts, the secrets of construction, how the market was built. The project began under Emperor Domitian between 81 and 96 and was completed around the year 113. Builders used thin, broad bricks stamped with the names of their workshops, travertine marble from Tivoli for decorative elements, and stucco designed to imitate luxurious marble. The walls were built using a technique known as opus castatium. Bricks were cut into triangular shapes to form an outer layer, the gaps filled with concrete and finally coated with plaster. The result? A structure so resilient that it has endured 20 centuries of wars, fires, and invasions. Exploring the ancient Megapolis. Descending into the lower levels of the market, you would find the bustling heart of Roman commerce. Merchants sold silk from China, spices from Arabia, and amber from the Baltic coast. Fish arrived from Ostia, olives from Hispania, and dates from Egypt. Money changers, lawyers, and tailors offered their services among the stalls. Prices varied. A slave might cost 500 denarii, a jar of wine just 1, while a fine toga could fetch 15. On the upper floors were offices, archives storing tax records, and courtrooms where trade disputes were settled. Massive ceramic jars called dolia held goods in storage. Messages and goods traveled between floors via pulley-operated lifts,
a striking preview of the logistics we see in modern skyscrapers. Running through the complex was a street called Via Biberatica, named for the Latin word for drink. Here taverns served mulsum, a sweet wine flavored with honey, while diners offered pulse, a porridge of spelt and mortem, a cheese and garlic spread. Brothels thrived, catering to merchants and sailors. Life after the empire, from market to fortress. When Rome fell, the market adapted. In the 6th century, the Ostrogoths turned it into a fortress. By the 13th century, the noble Conti family added the massive Torre delle Milizie tower. In the year 1300, Pope Boniface VIII sold the property to Emperor Henry VII. Centuries later, during the Renaissance, the market became a monastery, with nuns transforming arches into cells and terraces into gardens. In the 19th century, Napoleon's troops used it as barracks before archaeologists began serious excavations. In the 1920s, Mussolini cleared the surrounding forums to stage his fascist parades.
Trajan's market today, a living historical experience. Today, Trajan's market is not a ruin, but an immersive historical experience. Since 2007, it has been part of the Museum of the Imperial Forums, blending ancient architecture with cutting-edge technology. Visitors can marvel at marble fragments from the Basilica Ulpia, ancient amphorae bearing stamped trademarks, Rome's version of a barcode, and even walk through multimedia halls where three-dimensional holograms recreate the bustling Great Hall of Trajan's time, complete with soundscapes and scents of spices drifting through the air. From its terraces, breathtaking views unfold. The Roman Forum with its marble temples, Trajan's Column reflecting the golden light of sunset, and the modern city humming beyond. Beneath your feet, recently opened underground passages reveal remnants of ancient heating systems, grinding stones from 3rd century bakeries, and graffiti left by gladiators. Lessons for the modern world. Trajan's market is more than an archaeological wonder. It is a blueprint for sustainable urban design. The Romans embraced multifunctionality, combining trade, housing, and governance in one space, reducing congestion long before the invention of cars. They adapted buildings to the natural landscape rather than destroying it. They created inclusive public spaces where people could work, meet, and debate. An ancient precursor to the modern co-working hub. Even in its ruins, Trajan's market whispers a truth across 2 millennia. Technologies change, but human needs remain. We still seek places to shop, share ideas, and admire beauty. And when architecture serves those needs with harmony and vision, it can outlast empires. As the sun sinks behind the hills of Rome, the walls of Trajan's market glow like embers of a vanished world. Listen closely, and you may still hear the hum of merchants, the laughter in taverns, the clinking of coins echoing through stone corridors. This is more than history. It is an immortal whisper, a message across millennia. Greatness leaves no shadow, only monuments that dream. Will you walk away? Or will you follow the voice of the empire into eternity?